Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the...
Dude, Bradley, this is like heavy fast food, is what this is.
Get a little drink down there.
Did I show you the boxes? This is the boxes that comes in. Like this is
it's very colorful.
It's eaten, but it's fries with burger topping and pieces of burger on it. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I like the bun. I like the bun.
The bun and the mayonnaise on there. Well, I also got a burger. But I think I
got a burger and then you got fries with the burger on it.
I ended up buying 2 burgers accidentally because they're like, "Oh, put chunks of burger," and they basically put an entire burger on top of the fries. So, it's a wonderful meal if you hate yourself. Hi guys, we're recording. That's just how we're going to start the show. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter. This is it's the between weeks. This is you're probably listening to this somewhere in between your Christmas gifts. I hope Santa was very nice to you, and you didn't get Santa Claus down your chimney. And between that and the New Year's Eve, where I think we're going to watch wrestling again. I don't know. Actually, literally as this is broadcasting on the stream, I do believe we will be sitting at the WWE Holiday Show at what's the arena called again? It's been forever since I've been there. The WWE show down here in Pittsburgh that we'll be attending. So we're having a good time, I'm sure. But no, I always like to open the door up for anybody who wants to come talk to me in whatever random time that I kind of put on the calendar, and we have a very special guest. Bradley is with us.
Hi, Sorg. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you. Oh, you're still. I see you this week after Christmas. You still have all your decorations up. That's good. I'm glad you're still festive.
Well, you have it on for a little bit. You take it off like a little bit after New Year's Day.
Yeah, whatever's comfortable, right?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
I thought I would aim the laptop towards these lights back here and just get a little festive.
Nice little background.
If you look in the right spot, there's a tree right behind me, a little bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very festive show here.
I like it. I like it a lot. And tis the season, of course. So of course, we did our year-ender thing, as you're listening a couple weeks ago, and our predictions and things like that. I guess first off, Bradley. Now, I don't think we're going to enter this completely in the lore since this is a separate show, but I would like to give you an opportunity. Like, can you tell me? Well, first, what did you learn from 2021 in professional wrestling?
I am at least prepared to answer that. Anything else you give me is going to be right off the cuff. But I felt like I learned 2 things in 2021. And one of them was I learned too much. Between Dark Side of the Ring, between some of the stories I heard, there was a Twitter exchange between Jocelyn and Ronnie Starks and a couple other people, I think Leo Moriarty, about the conditions, let's just say the conditions there were in West Virginia at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And just how bad it was there, and little things that you end up hearing around the area. That I felt this year it was getting a little bit dark.
Mm-hmm.
Between things that you were learning about wrestling in the past, things you were learning about wrestling right now. So that was one thing. Is I felt like I learned too much.
Mm-hmm.
Of
the veil was lifted a little too much for you. Is this a symptom of just like? Do you think this is a symptom of like where wrestling's at right now, or is this a symptom of you've been paying attention for so long? You're close enough to it and seeing the right places, like let's say a Twitter exchange like that, or things like that.
I don't think it's fair to say that it's completely the state of wrestling right now.
Mhm.
I mean, what you see here on Dark Side of the Ring is stuff that happened in the 80s and the 90s. So, you have to be careful with this. And I'm sure people have ran into this before where you hear a bunch of bad things at once and you think everything's bad right now. And you think about things and like, wait a minute, a lot of what I heard happened decades ago. So it's not fair to say, it's all bad right now.
And sometimes they spin, like, I know when we saw the Plane Ride from Hell episode of Dark Side of the Ring, they talked about how that was kind of a catalyst for things happening in WWE, that they don't allow things like that to happen anymore, right? And guys like John Cena like look at that as a sample of how not to behave to be a part of this kind of situation. And honestly, I think between your Dwayne Johnsons and John Cena's and Batistas that stay away from the kind of crap that half those people in that plane got involved in, like that's only probably helped their career as they've gone outside of wrestling.
What we know for now.
Yeah.
There might be things we learned later.
No, but that these guys are on such a pedestal. This is the thing.
Yeah.
I've always said this about John Cena. If it ever came out that John Cena did steroids, it would be ruin, right? Because this guy has been so adamant about I am clean living this, and natural in his conditioning, right? I don't know, now he's in movies, he might be doing some, look stuff. I Rock would be a question mark too right now when you look at some of those workout videos. Holy crap. Or maybe that's just what happens when you're not on the road 6 days a week, right? But I just feel like if something really, 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 really shitty was going to happen with John Cena, like it would have come out by now all this time, right? You can't.
I don't know if I would agree if steroids would be the thing that would bring him down. It would disappoint some people.
Oh yeah,
The bring down is a woman coming out saying, "Hey, John Cena assaulted me," and the next thing you know, 5-10 people come out and say, "Finally, somebody said something. Yeah, me too."
Yeah.
That's the kind of things that bring somebody down. Steroid use would disappoint somebody, but my little opinion.
We care less about steroids these days than other things. They're obviously more important, but
yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
But yeah, I think that so there's that positivity in this. So okay, all right. I can't. Did you have a prediction for this past year when we talked a year ago? I can't recall. It wasn't in our notes, but I didn't know if you had anything. If
I was really good, I would have gone back and figured out what my prediction was.
It's all right.
I don't know what it was.
That's all right. I'm kind of asking you on the fly. I realize that.
I predicted that PB Smooth would be Rise champion by the end of the year.
No, you did not.
I said that Keith Hott would get another tag team championship under his belt. I didn't say which one.
Okay. Yeah, because he's been tag champion in a couple promotions, right? So that makes sense.
I predicted that Rise would end with Edric Everhart screaming. I wasn't very specific.
Is that how that ended? I haven't watched the show yet. Is that how that ended?
It didn't end that way, but at least the first half ended that way.
Okay.
Edric Everhart is just... I want to go over a couple things that I'll probably go over I like to make a little post over year in review.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I was going to talk about is characters I really appreciated in 2021. One of them was Edric Everhart. I love that character he did. I wish we would. Some things cause circumstances to give us at least one event less than we should have had. But I loved this guy that came out and had an opinion that, let's just for the heck of it, in my own mind, we'll say he knew it was wrong and he didn't want to share it. So he just sits there and says "phew" a lot and just tells Matt Connor don't show up, and puts this facade, not Neon Ninja facade on, like I'm cool and calm and collected. I just don't like this guy, whatever. And then at the end, when he finally loses his match with Connor, he can't hold it back anymore. He can't. All of a sudden, you ever seen that one meme, the drawing of the guy with the happy face over his face, but behind you see his eyes tearing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was Edric. And it came out when Edric lost his match, and him just at the absolute top of his lungs screaming, "I hate you, Matt Connor. I hate you. I hate you," was one of the best of comeuppance I've seen. I really liked that.
Excellent.
I think I got us off topic just a touch.
No. That's fine. That's fine. We're here to bob and weave the topic a little bit.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward in 2022? What's your prediction? That we just had a bunch of them on the show as you guys are watching this or listening to this a couple weeks ago. But what's your hot take for 2022? You can give a couple of them if you want.
Hot takes for 2022, right off the cuff. I didn't get no chance to think about it. I'll tell you what. Let's you and I both predict Roman Reigns. So each of us will say, first off, is Roman losing the title?
I think
second
eventually.
off,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me.
We're each of us will answer two questions. One, is Roman Reigns losing the title? And two, who's he losing it to? And if you feel like when's going to happen?
I say yes to. Who are we gunning for? Who are we at? Where are we at? I don't even know who's on SmackDown right now. So I honestly, I have no. I'm so detached from WWE product. I can't tell you even like reading the tea leaves. I have a feeling it's just going to be Brock Lesnar, and that's just going to be it.
You think it'll happen on when? First
Mania. If it happens, it'll be Mania.
Mania.
Yeah. I think nothing less than Mania.
I will agree with you on question one that I think he will lose it. I think the story is just starting to lose its strength. It was stronger mid last year than it is right now. It's still strong. I'm still looking forward to what happens between him and Brock. If they have a match on the first, I don't see them having a match at WrestleMania.
No, it may just roll into Rumble, actually.
It could roll into the Rumble. But to choose somebody, and I've watched a little bit more SmackDown than you did.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, one of the storylines is Drew McIntyre. They kept Drew McIntyre out of the Battle Royal to see who the next top contender is going to be. And there's a little controversy on that. So I don't think it's going to be The Rock. I've heard some people say that WrestleMania is The Rock, but I'm just going to hot take it and say it's going to be Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is going to beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's a new matchup. It's a brand new matchup.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they don't have them have a match before WrestleMania, but that would be a good story to say Roman Reigns is trying and they're screwing him over, and then Royal Rumble happens and he wins the Royal Rumble again. That's not unprecedented to win the Royal Rumble more than once. Or who won it last year? It wasn't the year. Last year was it was last year. Last year was Drew won it. Who won it this year? That doesn't matter. It was a year apart.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Drew McIntyre WrestleMania beats Roman.
Okay. I see it.
I think it's a big WrestleMania moment. It should be a big moment for a big stage.
Who had the biggest kind of come up this year, do you think?
Come up?
Yeah. Like Bianca, I think, is the biggest new star that was built this year out of WWE.
Like someone that wasn't in the main Met roster and then came into the main roster.
Well, we even just arrived, just kind of like they got.
Yeah.
You could say the same about Big E, I suppose, too. But I think Bianca was the most was the biggest jump, right, from nothing to champion.
Yeah, I can't dispute that. I hope that they give Bianca and Rhea Ripley a better chance this year than 2022, better than they did in 2021, to be big stars.
Mm-hmm.
this whole thing of, I don't even know what Rhea Ripley's doing right now. There's some thing about her and Nikki Ash, some tag team. I mean, they're not fighting with each other, but Nikki Ash is feeling doubt in herself, and that's supposed to go somewhere. And that's all that they're doing with Rhea Ripley right now, versus Bianca is about to end her feud with Doudrop. Yeah. But yeah, let's start doing some bigger things with these women and start getting some bigger matches going on and building these people up so that I would like to see Rhea Ripley take the title from Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe Rhea finally wins the Royal Rumble and takes on Charlotte and undoes years of damage that Charlotte and the WWE did to her. That would be good.
They bring it back around eventually. Everybody I think they're setting up that everybody that had like the title when there's no crowd, we're setting up for a lot of them to get another chances at the title and see if it's as booked. It's as good in front of the crowd as it was then. Because I mean it's kind of like a mulligan on those kinds of things. So, but it's interesting. So.
But no, forget that. None of that matters. Let's list everyone's going to win the 24/7 title. Let's go through a list. Come on. Let's say both members of what's that? The two Spanish guys.
Angel Garza and the other guy.
And Humberto.
Yeah.
So each of those guys will win it. Maybe Titus will finally win it. Never mind. Okay. This is what we're spending the next 30 minutes on, Sorg.
Well, I think we've placated the people that come here for wrestling talk. I want to do something different. You know me. What have I told you? I don't like doing straight interviews. I don't like doing straight podcasts about wrestling. I want to do something interesting. Okay? So
I'll tell you something, Sorg. I'll tell you, if you want to do something, if you think I'm going to go along, I'll tell you. There's a small chance.
Where did you get a Chance Profit action figure? What is this?
So, Vicious Outcast Wrestling.
Oh, I remember them.
What year was this? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's 2015, 16, 17 maybe. And there was an event in West Virginia, and Chance Profit was selling these, and I had to make sure I had one. So no matter what the odds are, I always have a small chance.
I love it. I love it
too.
So, well, we got you, and we don't have Matt Carlins to defend himself in this, but we were talking a little bit beforehand, because I know the thing throughout the year was you and Matt. First, explain what the deal is with you and Matt have been talking about booking your own shows, which I think has become, are you booking a rival show against Matt's show? And I forget where this is like a tax refund show or something, right? Which is, for those that don't know, the idea that around tax refund season, all these like bullshit little indie promotions keep popping up, in April, May, because they hey, you get a big chunk of change, you're going to start a wrestling company, right, and pay all the fees and losing your money on that, and then they go away in a few months when they realize, oh no, this is hard and I lost all my money already. So that was kind of the origin of like, what if we did our own tax season show or something, wasn't it?
Well, Matt and I were going to put our stimulus checks together.
The Stimmy shows, that's right.
It was Stimmy Championship Wrestling was what we were putting together.
That's right.
So I have full confidence in Matt, and we have to work together to make a good show. We can't go. I run my show, he runs his. He's got all of his. He knows how to get this show advertised. He knows television. He can get this on CBS, like 8 o'clock on CBS on Saturday night. So he's got the connections. He can do that. I'm the money guy, of course. I'm going to make sure we get enough money and get the money to get our stimming checks to get us on CBS at 8 o'clock on Saturday night and run our wrestling show.
Excellent. So you're here. let's say there's an Earth Stimmy check, whatever, you had your Stimmy check battle. Oh, I don't know how much wrestling show you're doing for a Stimmy check.
We held on to it.
You held on to it. It's been accruing.
And then we have 2 years of tax returns.
And you've been putting it into Bitcoin, right? So
yeah.
So you're all good there. Hold on. So there's a situation out front of the studio. I'm making sure it's not a huge problem. But anyways, yes. But anyway, so what would you book if I had to put you on the place? What would you book for your Stimmy thing on your own here? Let's say you're doing your rival show against Matt Carlin's on his. Like, where would you start? I'm really interested in where your mind would go with this. Like, first show. You don't have to do book the year or anything. Like, what is the debut of Bradley Championship Wrestling going to look like? And is that the name?
Well, that if I had to compete against Matt, I don't know if I would be able to put on a better show because I would be up against Matt's son. Matt's son would do the booking for Matt. So Matt, if it's me versus Matt's son, I'll tell you right now, I can't. I've seen how he books. I can't compare to him.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. But try.
Well, I guess we could try. So my idea for Bradley, this would be Bradley Championship Wrestling, which I've been talking about because through another promoter recently, I was able to get a large amount of equipment. He had everything. He was selling it online. That's great. He had a ring. He had entrance and all kinds of things. He had a frog machine. Now, I don't know how I'm going to put a frog machine into a wrestling show.
No, I don't either. No.
I don't even know what happens when you turn the frog machine on. I'm afraid of what's going to happen when you turn the frog machine on.
I'm sure it's a toe-licking good time.
I don't want to jump to conclusions on what the frog machine does.
Or hop to conclusions. This is painful.
But so I'm booking for Bradley Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
So my idea is, you need a champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need a champion, and you need to establish that. And I think you need to establish that quick. So the first match will be announced. The first match is for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship. And you bring out 2 wrestlers. Let's bring out Chest Flexor versus Calvin Couture.
Okay.
Okay. And that match will be for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship.
The Bradley Heavyweight Championship. In the first
Bradley
match.
Heavyweight Championship.
First match.
Well, you got to establish a champion, and then after that, then you can have people saying, "Oh, that looks important. I think I should go after the Bradley Heavyweight Championship too."
Okay.
At that point, it'll be the most important championship they have. We'll have a match, and Chest Flexor wins Bradley Heavyweight Champion. We have a little celebration about that.
Is there confetti? Is there anything?
And then we have
is there enough in the budget for confetti?
I know wrestling fans will bring their own streamers. So,
okay, yeah. Okay.
We got to budget this.
So this is
why should I pay for stuff?
Streamers encouraged. I got you.
Yeah. Why should I pay for it if I can get the fans to be stupid enough to pay for it? So what the hell?
Spoken like a true promoter, I suppose.
Absolutely. So we'll have a second match, and they come out and say, "This next match is for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship."
Wait, what?
And this next match will be Jack Pollock versus Tony Johnson. And the two of them face each other. They have a good match. And Jack Pollock wins. Now, Jack Pollock is the Bradley Heavyweight Champion. And we have another celebration and more streamers. And everyone's happy. And then Jack Pollock goes back. And then we have our next match. And our next match is for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship.
I'm sensing a trend.
This match will be Matt Connard versus PB Smooth. And the two of them face each other. And Matt Connard wins. And Matt Connard's the Bradley Heavyweight Champion. And we have streamers. It's just basically a whole night. Every match is the main event. Every match is for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship.
That's a good philosophy. Wait, is everybody getting a different belt, or is it the same belt every time?
I think we could use the same belt. Chest Flexor goes back and just says, "Hey guys, here you go. I know you need this," and then they go have the match for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, all right. So now you're gonna have 6, 7. I don't know. Well, I don't know. You're a first-time promoter, so probably 11 champions at this point after the end of the night. Okay.
No. It's once the match is over, we need to establish a new Bradley Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, okay. Wait, is this like every kid?
This is WWE. Nobody remembers anything.
Is it? Oh, is your audience goldfish? Is that what we're doing here?
This is WWE. They do this all the time. They have storylines that end nowhere and just go on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a wrestling event for people with very short attention spans. Just at the end of the match that happened, you just sit there and say, "Well, that's good. So who's going to be Bradley Heavyweight Champion? Oh, we'll have another match for the Bradley Heavyweight Championship." And that's what. Here we go, for Bradley Heavyweight Championship match.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is this what happens at the second show too? Is that just what we do?
I don't see how you could go wrong if every match is the main event.
Okay.
It's just going to be a night of a bunch of really good matches.
Okay. I see that. I get that. Okay.
The championship should hold its importance because it's important. It's a Bradley Heavyweight Championship. Everybody should want it. So everybody gets a chance at it. Everybody gets a chance to win it. Everybody gets a chance to hold it. And it's going to be very prestigious after all this. I'm confident in this plan.
You're confident in this plan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I have, having attended probably thousands of wrestling shows at this point. I think you have too. Don't you think the audience is going to get tired by the end of this? Is it too much? Bradley, are you overselling this? And will they run out of streamers?
It's like you're going to say, are they going to get tired of a bunch of really good matches? Are they going to get tired of really good wrestling? No, wrestling fans if you give them really good wrestling, they're not going to be tired of it. They might get a little tired of the match, but it's like you're tired of oh, this is a really great night. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my gosh, that's fine. I see no problem with that.
Okay. I dig it. So Bradley Championship Wrestling, which will be booked. Do you want me to book you in the parking lot across the street like we did that one time?
That's a good place.
It's a good place. It's a good
place.
I
have a backyard.
You have a backyard? Oh, perfect. And nobody's.
I mean, there's other neighbors around here, and I'd have to talk to them to say.
That's your porch behind you. I thought you had a really deep living room for some reason.
No, that's my porch.
I was like, wow, Bradley is palatial.
Yeah.
Is he giving me the tour now? Where is he going? Okay, now he's going. He's sliding open the door. He's outside. This is the part where he locks himself out, right? He is outside. Bradley is outside the Bradley Dome. The Bradley Dome. I've called it the Bradley Dome since he's been gone. Yes. So that he's putting earphones back on. Play by play for your audio guys. So thank you for showing us the Bradley Dome. I can't wait for somebody to take a dive off of that porch.
Well, I think it's perfect for Joe Dombrowski.
For what to take a dive? For
No, he can watch all the wrestling from up there, and then and commentate on.
There you go. Okay, so Joe Dombrowski, who's his second on commentary?
I just met Doc, so let's put Doc in there.
Just I don't know if you're like the last guy I met. Oh,
anything to keep BC Steel from my house, that's fine.
That is true. So, all right. So Bradley Champ Wrestling happened at the Bradley Dome, hopefully this summer, because I don't want to do another show where I'm freezing my ass off. So
no, I agree with that.
I've had too many of those.
We'll probably do it on like a Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday afternoon.
Between a football field in late September in Chicago and a venue that has not kicked the heat on yet for their first time event in the middle of what was that? Late November. So it was not okay. I'll take the sweating.
Oh, by the way, we're doing construction. You can't have your wrestling event. Go away.
That has happened like twice now, I think. So the people.
Did it happen another time?
Well, no, I think somebody else got double booked was the thing.
Yeah.
But that is I don't know. I just wish venues wouldn't treat the pro wrestling like second class citizens. Especially when it's promotions that have been there for like a while, right?
Did you hear Greektown got canceled?
Greektown Wrestling. They're up in Canada? Or Detroit?
Yeah, I think it's in Canada. Channing Decker's thing.
Yeah.
Channing Decker made just today, within the last few hours, made a video announcement very quick one.
Sucks.
He was like, I wish this was going to be a promo against Eric Young, but the university canceled the event. I think it sounds like because of COVID concerns.
Understandable. That's happened to I think it was Conquest about a year ago was trying to do one of their first shows back, and it was going to be in a field, and it was going to be like in a field in August, I think, and or September maybe, and like again, it was a city thing, and there was enough kind of flashback on it when things were getting pretty big. So I mean, understandable. Things are going to happen, unfortunately. But everybody. Regardless, if you're putting on a wrestling show, if you're attending a wrestling show, please everybody take care of yourselves. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, I think that still applies. If you don't feel comfortable attending an event because you're not sure, I think it's fair to ask if what the protocols are expected to be and everything like that. But also be ready for people that don't comply and maybe you kind of sit in the back with your mask on or something away from the crowd. So
please get vaccinated.
Absolutely, get your vax, get your boosters, and whatever to take care of yourself. And if not, you don't have to go to the wrestling shows. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. Please support these guys, but there's also other ways to support them in a lot of cases too. So. Support the wrestling is important, but your health is first and foremost, of course. So Bradley, I think Bradley, thank you so much for joining me here and just shooting the shit with me for a little bit.
Well, sure. Actually, let's go back because you asked me what I learned. I said it was two things. I didn't.
That'll be a good closer.
Mm-hmm. I want to make this as little about me and more about the subject as possible. But I had a similar situation to many folks that got let go from WWE this year. Very similar situation where somebody tells you you're fine, everything's fine, and you're good. And then suddenly out of the blue say, oh, by the way, we have to let you go. And right when I was let go, it was at the beginning of November, I heard some other WWE, and some of them were very vocal. I think Taya Valkyrie, Frankie Monet, was very specific. She was specific not about people, but about people's coming to her and just lying. And it gave a little more perspective to what they go through. You go through, now you're at home sitting by yourself, and the reason it's hard to get that out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these wrestlers went through. It's like somebody just, cutting them right at the knees. Some of them very talented. And, just what they go through. I learned the hard way what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for them a little bit more. But I'll be fine. I'll be okay. I'm getting lots of interviews. I'm fine.
Good. And as it is, a lot of our friends in the business that have been dealing with this, I really think a lot of them are going to land on their feet. So, I don't think there's plenty of good spots out there still, plenty of opportunities, and that's maybe a different shape than people thought, a few months ago, at the beginning of the year. But no, good to see a lot of these guys doing some really great things. It's made, honestly, it's for all the suck of it, I think it's made wrestling a lot more interesting in the long run too. So it's really shaking things up more than
I think so. We might get to see more big stars at our wrestling events. By the way, my sister, when this happens, my sister goes to me and says, "Well, one of these wrestling organizations in the area, they must need an accountant. Why don't you go do an accountant?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know if you know much about the budgets of these places, but
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?" So,
I don't think I'm going to get a huge salary doing accounting for Rise Wrestling.
No. So,
No.
Well, no, these are big, Bradley. These are big superstar organizations. So of course you will. I mean, look.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should talk to Brandon.
You got to have a lot of money to have the confidence to walk around in the wardrobe that BC still does, right?
I haven't talked to Brandon about this. I've been sucking up to him all year.
Oh, that's what I hear. That's what I hear on the sheets.
Yeah. So, Brandon, hey, who's doing your accounting? I've done this for 23 years. I know about cash forecasting and budgeting and expenses. Why don't you, let's just talk. Let's just take a look at your books, see what we got, and maybe there's some things I can do for you. Let's you and I make Rise Wrestling as great as it can.
Oh, I was really worried the phrase you're going to use there.
What did you think I was going to say?
Rise Wrestling as great as you can. So Rise Wrestling as great as you can.
As we can.
Raghouse. Let's Raghouse. Did I get that right?
We don't need a mnemonic on this.
Well, then how are you going to put it on a hat? That's what you do with these things, right?
No, I don't. This is not a. This is just me trying to get a job. I don't want to. I haven't worn a hat to these interviews. I could have a hat.
You could have a hat.
Hire Bradley. Hire Bradley hat.
Hey, hashtag hire Bradley. It worked out well for a hashtag book Zeke. So I'd say we got something there, right? So no, looking forward to it. Bradley, thank you so much. Heel Bradley on the tweets, and thank you for playing along. We've had a lot of fun with you this year and over the last few years. Thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for your contributions to the show, both via Patreon and through content as well.
Thank you for all you do.
And thank you. This should be, I believe, the last piece of content we're going to be putting out in 2021. Everybody, I hope you've had a good Christmas, and please have a happy and safe New Year. And hope you see.
And no butts.
And no butts. And no butts.
No
says
butts.
Bradley.
The last thing I said, I've been manager all year, right? Is that correct?
What's that?
Have I not been manager all year?
I think you have. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Most consistent.
So then I get to say the last thing on the last show of the year.
All right, send them out, Bradley.
No butts. No more butts. 2022, no butts. No more butts.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you want.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.